we're dressed up for the one, the only Ariana Grande!
The bubbles and the pink, you all look so beautiful. You look stunning.
Everybody dressed up for you.
Oh my
and it was
God.
so meaningful. And you know I'm full of admiration. I've shown up and, you know, stalked you with my daughters.
No, you are the most loving person in the entire world. Do you remember the first time we met?
I will never forget it. We were at the play and Juliet.
Yes.
Which is my favorite. I've seen it 4 times. 4 times I've seen it. Yeah. I like to take, you know, the girls and their friends. And that particular night was Olive's birthday.
Oh my God, that's right.
And all of a sudden I just looked and I was like,
May I tell you my side of the story, please?
Yes, please.
It's so insane. You, first of all, I don't know if you remember, but we finally locked eyes during Katy Perry's Roar.
Yes.
Do you remember that? So for me, this was a very overwhelming moment because I got to go see it with Max Martin. And I don't know if you know, but it's a jukebox musical with all of the songs that he's written.
Including Roar.
Including Roar.
And many of your songs are in there that he's written with you also.
But so it's already very overwhelming because how cool to see this and sit next to him. What an honor, what a privilege. And then the confetti starts blowing out of the air. It's very loud, it's very intense. And then Roar by Katy Perry is playing. And then I look, and there's this beautiful woman, this beautiful presence reaching towards me, and it's Drew Barrymore. And I was like, what is happening? And then we held hands.
We held hands.
We held hands like this across the row. And Katy Perry was still singing. And then you just made a little heart at me, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know when I'll ever see her again, but it felt like Cinderella and the Prince. I was like, oh my God, I love her.
It was very Michelangelo,
yes.
like touching hands,
yes.
a little E.T.-ish.
A little E.T.-ish.
So it was an extra significant moment, but I was just so happy to be in your presence, and
Me too.
Growing up with my daughters, you've been such an important figure in our life with your music, and then we also... I've seen every episode of Sam and Cat. And I was thinking about Sam and Cat when I was watching you play this extraordinary character. And what really hit me was I was like, what is this that I see a thread and it is old Hollywood? You embody another era of style.
Oh my goodness.
And was there training ground throughout your life that you would pull from? Because this is such an elevated, beautiful, extraordinary performance. How did you do it?
Thank you, first of all. And I think, you know, it kind of, not to sound too on the nose, but I think the first thing I remember really studying is Judy Garland and The Wizard of Oz. And I remember sitting in front of the TV and watching how she sang, how she held herself, how she, every little subtlety. I was so in love with her. I loved her. She was probably my first, I guess, impersonation. I would do it for my grandparents and for my mom. And, oh my God, that's me!
I know.
Wait, do you know about the fact that I used to wear a Scream mask with this dress? I used to wear it.
Why a Scream mask with Dorothy?
Well, because I was weird. And I loved Scream and I loved The Wizard of Oz, and I never knew how to marry the two, so I just did it, you know? It felt good, it felt authentic, it felt like a good...
We're also talking about really difficult performances. I have so much respect for what you've brought to this the humanity, again, there's something so sensual. You are subtle in moments, which I'm not good at. I'm a ham.
No, you have it all.
But
Sorry.
it takes a lot of confidence to trust yourself to not go big or not go for the joke, but then also go for it, because nobody wants someone subtle the whole time.
Well, I think that is kind of the beauty of Glinda, is that she has these larger-than-life comedic moments, you know, but there's also a lot just underneath the surface. And I think I really wanted to take the time to get to know her and to get to know her insecurities and her fears and the things she's desperate for. You know, she seems, and she is a girl who's had everything handed to her on a silver platter her whole life, and she's grown up very privileged, but there's a lot that is missing from her. And I wanted to make sure that I knew what those things were, so that even amidst the comedy and even amidst, you know, the simple but beautiful things that she can say, like, look, it's tomorrow, like, those things hold weight for her. And that I could use her trauma and her pain. I knew what it was, so that it could all just kind of be there, if I used it or not, if you see it or not. It's just, I wanted to get to know her.
Okay, we have to take a quick break. We'll be right back